Sometimes you have to wait until the right time to check something off your list. The important thing is that you actually do it. We had this dream of driving the famous Carretera Austral for a long time, and after a full year of planning, it's time to check this one off the list. We're excited to bring you along into this 15-day adventure through some of the most remote and beautiful areas of Patagonia. Hey guys, so welcome to another adventure. Today we are in southern Chile in the Carretera Austral area of Patagonia, and we're going to be driving an off-road truck that we rented for 15 days through some of the most beautiful country we've ever seen. And we are here at the beginning of it, right by the ocean. We're getting ready to board one of 7 ferries in this area, and we're going to be driving along the ocean and volcanoes and ice fields and glaciers, and it's just gonna be an awesome adventure, and I'm so excited to have you guys come along with it to show you this beautiful area of the world. And the views are already incredible. You can see the mountains in the background with the clouds, and a lot of people say that this area is very similar to Alaska, and I can see it. I can see why people think that. Patagonia, southern Chile, feels really good to be here, really good. So that was a really cool ferry ride, and I've been looking forward to that ferry ride for a long time because it marks the beginning of the Carretera Austral, which is a really cool road. And in here is a paved road, but as you get closer to the bottom of the road, it turns into basically a one-lane, really rough dirt road the whole way down there. And also the services decrease as you get closer to that. So like groceries and fuel and everything, it gets more and more remote. So right now we're going to Ornabiren, which is the first like bigger city after that first ferry. And when I say bigger, it's not really big. It's just a place that you can get some food and stuff like that. And that is where we're taking our second ferry tomorrow, which is a long ferry. It's about 5 hours long. So after that, we're gonna look for camp. We got a couple spots picked out that look really, really cool. And yeah, get some rest. This mountain just come out of nowhere, man.
I know, we just went around the corner and out of nowhere, there's these amazing, tall, just like super, super cool mountains.
And I am pretty sure one of those is a volcano. It's a neat little town.
Yeah.
Very rustic.
This is the square. Oh, that looks cool over there. There's like big painting on the side of
Yeah, you want to stop?
it. Yeah.
Dad, it's a volcano. So we just stopped at the boat ramp to make sure that we're on the right location for tomorrow morning, that we're not gonna miss that ferry, because with this ferry you have to make a reservation for a long time before, because it gets pretty busy. So you definitely want to make sure that you have that reservation and that you show up here you know, prepared and ready to go with that reservation. And also check to make sure that the ferry is not canceled, because it does happen quite often here that the ferries go bad and then you just can't go anywhere. So that's the only way to get around here. So yeah, make sure you have that reservation way ahead. So we pull up to town here and the boys wanted to fish. So it's not the greatest spot to fish, but the view is awesome back there. See that big tall mountain and the little bit of snow back there, and there's other people fishing here, so maybe we'll actually get a trout or a salmon or something like that. I don't know, but we're giving it a shot. So
dark, full of fading stars pulling us apart through no fault of your own. You've been winded and thrown blind into the wolves and then forced to own heartache that isn't yours, while these turbulent waters they rocked your balance and swayed you to harbors you've never known.
So we only caught one small little fish. It's about this big. Nico caught it, and then we lost it, but we were not gonna keep it anyway. But still fun, trying a new different spot and kind of an introduction to fishing in this area. And later on we're probably gonna try like big rivers and stuff like that. So this is more ocean water here, and it's obviously in town, so there's a little more pressure in the fish here. But I think we're gonna go check out town now, and then from there probably find a camp spot, because we want to do that early on this time. Not like super late when it's dark and we can't see anything, especially on our first night with a camper. So yeah, we are all good to go for the ferry tomorrow. Hopefully weather's good, and should be coming out right there, and that's a very, very long ferry, so we'll see how that goes.
Carelessness took a heavy toll on me. I stood beside you, saw something inside you melt. I took a cab with you, I drew a bath for you. I poured my heart into you, I poured my heart into you, I poured my heart into you, I poured my heart into you.
Alright, so we found a pretty cool boondocking spot right here. Got the camper in here, it's all green grass, pretty well leveled, right by town. And the best part about this spot is that the boys can fish, which they've been looking forward to. And it looks like there's a pretty good creek here, so hopefully they catch something cool and we have a good night of sleep.
Where's my light at the end of the tunnel? Where's my light at the end of the tunnel?
What do you think?
I love it.
It'll work?
It's like bigger than I thought it would be, more comfortable than I thought it would be, warmer than I thought it would be. All good things.
It's great.
4 a.m. stumbling, missing time, sketchy half-truths, sick and tired.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit the spot. A little coffee. How is this here?
Oh, yeah, check that out. Is the ice melted?
Nope.
Okay, then it might be working.
I really feel like I swallowed a bug.
It's on camera.
What?
Don't worry, it's on camera. Nico, did you find a new friend? No. You know, he probably does have a home. He lives across the river here. Dinner served. Ooh, that looks really good.
Did somebody get him away from me?
Pretty good first day. We're gonna eat some delicious food that we made back here. Got a pretty cool spot right outside of town, and looks like it's getting ready to rain soon, so that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, the ferry ride was awesome. The area is already looking so cool, and I'm super excited to see the rest of it. Really.
Promise to me.
Well, we survived our first night here on the Carretera Austral. There was a lot of rain and wind, but we stayed warm and dry, and I think we slept relatively well.
Yeah, the rain at times was like crazy. It was really coming down, and the wind was nuts. But it seems like the weather just changes every hour here. Because like right now it's okay. It's kind of cloudy, but it doesn't look too bad. So today we're going to do a long ferry. It's about 5 hours long total. It's actually 2 different ferries with a 15-minute drive in the middle. And then we're gonna end up camping somewhere in Aysén, I believe. And we have a couple of really cool hikes that we're going to do too. So hopefully the weather is good for those hikes. And yeah, should be a great day. All right, so we're waiting for the ferry. This is I think it's a 3-hour and 45-minute ferry, and then you drive for 15 minutes. And then you gotta get a second ferry right after that 15-minute drive. But it's supposed to be a gorgeous location for the ferry ride. In this, this is all ocean water, and you got mountains the whole way around you, and it's just absolutely beautiful place. But you do have to get here 2 hours before, so that's why we're sitting here waiting. And there's a whole line of cars ready to get on the ferry, so I highly recommend that you do that. We took the 10 o'clock ferry and got here about 9 or actually 8 o'clock in the morning, and we were able to get some very, very good coffee here, which in Chile it's all about instant coffee, and this is actually freshly brewed, so that's always good.
Boarding this ferry means that our adventure in Patagonia has officially begun. Turning back now would require significant planning and potentially up to a week for a return ferry ticket. The ferry goes through a channel surrounded by stunning mountains, beautiful waterfalls, and untouched wilderness. I think for all of us, it was definitely a highlight of the trip.
We are on the second ferry on the way to Gonzalo, and this second ferry is a little bit more of an open channel, so there's a lot more wind and some of the rain is coming in right now, but it's still a very incredible ride. If you're in the area, you should absolutely do this ride. It's a little long, it's about 5 hours long, but the landscape, you can't beat it. You got green mountains, you got the ocean, you got waterfalls, everything in here. So highly recommend it. So we're going to be doing a hike to go see some redwoods called alerces here, and they're supposed to be these massive trees. We had this hike already planned ahead. This is one of the things that we want to do today, but this is in Parque Nacional Pumalín, and it's this gorgeous trail in the woods. This is so cool. So we just went on Sendero de Alerce. Awesome. Tall, tall, magnificent trees, moss coating everything. You felt like you were in like a magical forest. I don't know. But... yeah, I have to agree. That was definitely a must do for sure. It was so cool. Everything is like wet, and there's so many different like species of plants that are like super bright green, and there's moss and everything, and the trees were really, really big. Probably not as big as the ones in California, but
No,
definitely very
nowhere
impressive.
Near that big,
Right.
but huge and so tall, and they just are different than any other tree that you see in the forest, and so you notice them. Another neat thing was that around the trail, which is super easy to walk on, they had signs explaining, you know, specific details about each tree, about how they began and established the process of protecting these trees,
Yeah.
and how it's still in place today. So Alerce trees have incredible value, and I'm thankful that this park is doing what it can to protect it.
Yeah. And a cool little thing to know, or a cool little fact about this park, is that the owner of North Face bought all this land from basically the ocean the whole way out to the mountains. And initially it was people were kind of skeptical about that here, because they were like, why is he trying to do that? Turns out the only thing that he wanted to do was promote conservation of this area because of how beautiful it is. And then he donated the land to the Chilean government, which turned it into a national park, and is very well protected because of how beautiful it is. And honestly, I'm surprised it wasn't a national park before, because it is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So all this stuff that you see behind me here, it looks like a forest fire, but what actually happened here is that volcano Chaiten erupted a few years ago, and all of this, all the woods around it caught on fire. So technically, yes, it was a forest fire, but it was because of the eruption. So that really made a huge mess out of this entire area here. But now it looks kind of cool. You know, it's nice to not be here when the volcano is erupting. That is a volcano, and there's a whole bunch of smoke coming out of it, and that is awesome. So we are south of Chaiten, looking for camp after a long day on the boat and just driving. So it's getting a little dark now, but I think we should be able to get there before it gets completely dark. Now we can see where we are, and hopefully tomorrow morning wake up to a nice, beautiful place. Hopefully it's not raining, because it rains a lot here. A lot.
And you know, we came here with that expectation. We know that this area has a lot of rain, usually daily rain, and so we came here knowing that, but we're just going to be thankful for every moment of sunlight that we get.
Yeah, like today we had really good sunlight on the boat, and it was awesome. And then the rest of it was kind of windy and rainy, but...
So if you're coming down here, you definitely need excellent rain gear, pants and jackets. It makes just even going out on a hike, if it's drizzling a little bit, completely more enjoyable than it would be if you were wearing regular clothes. Well, we made it to our camp spot. This is our second choice because the first one was filled with mosquitoes. So, I mean, all in all, we're glad we're here, but we don't know whose campground it is. And we're hoping we can pay them in the morning, because there's a sign out front that says, "I'm not here right now, find a spot and you can pay me later, basically. So, that's where we're at. And I mean, we were hoping to camp for free during this whole trip, but also we're completely fine with supporting the locals here and staying at a campground or two if that's just what ends up working out. So making a Chilean staple, especially I feel here in the south of Chile. I'm not Chilean, but this is a choripan. It's chorizo with some really good bread. Usually they use marraqueta, and of course mayo, because who doesn't like that? But it's a quick meal. We're way behind schedule just because our whole campsite thing didn't work out, but all in all today was amazing, seeing the alerce trees and then just driving through the park, all of the lush green, like humongous ferns. They look like, I don't know, like they're from Costco. They're just huge everywhere, rolling hills that are bright green, and then the blue water. I mean, this first day of actual travel after we started going on the ferries was amazing. Marraqueta. It's basically the best Chilean bread you can get. This was baked this morning, which the best way to eat it is when you get it at the store and it's still like so hot you can barely touch it because it just came out of the oven, but this will do. We'll make it work for tonight.
Oh yeah.
But it's just, this is one of my favorite parts of coming to Chile.
For sure.
La marraqueta.
Join us next time when we discover what makes this roadside cafe so unique. Hint, hint, it involves a historic plane crash. Stay tuned.